Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome back to another video, and I think I may have found out what the best assault rifle is in Titanfall 2 as of right now. It's called the V-47 Flatline, and to put it quite simply, this weapon is an absolute monster. Now granted, I will say that this weapon actually takes some skill to use, especially when it comes to long distance engagements. And the thing is, it has a really unique recoil pattern because it recoils to the left and to the right. In other words, it recoils horizontally, not vertically. Because most guns, when you use them, they recoil up and down, but this one recoils to the left and to the right. And by the way, as you just saw just a second ago, if you happen to get into a single, into a really close engagement, have no fear. For the most part, what you want to do is you want to use your Hipfire. Because in this game, with all weapons, obviously especially with submachine guns and shotguns more than anything else, but even with assault rifles, firing from the hip is absolutely dead-on accurate. So it's basically like having steady aim pro times 10, because it's absolutely accurate as hell. So it doesn't matter if you have an assault rifle or whatnot. It doesn't matter. Hip firing in this game is an absolute beast. Now, but back to the weapon itself. Obviously, I recommend you use some sort of optic because it will definitely help with the recoil. And the recoil, like I said before, is pretty hefty. So do not underestimate it. And for long distance engagements, I highly recommend you burst fire. And you'll see the power above their name, how much health they'll have. And even with hip firing, if your shots are dead on accurate, you will actually see that pretty much their health will drop pretty quick. And the way this weapon is described in the game is a fully automatic assault rifle that packs a punch, or with a punch, or somewhere along those lines. And they're not kidding. They're absolutely not kidding. Now, granted, every single gun in this game that I have touched so far is absolutely good. Every gun beats. There's no doubt about it. I've seen in most players gravitate towards the carbine, which is the assault rifle you have from the very beginning, which is an absolute beast in and of itself. But it's the thing about that gun is that it's really, really accurate, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people gravitate towards it. And you can still kill people pretty fast with it. But with that being said, this gun packs an even heavier punch, and if you have the skill to maintain your shots, you will melt people really fast. Granted, it won't melt quite as fast from a short distance as it would, like, let's say, medium to long distance, at least with my experience. But like I said, if you hip fire, that'll definitely help with that, because you're not wasting your time to aim down sights. And it will definitely serve you well if you use this weapon correctly, and if you have the aiming ability to control the recoil and master it, because that's basically what it's all about with this gun. If you master its recoil and you get used to it, and if you have the skill as it is to be able to maintain your shots, you will do extremely well. And I personally believe that this is the best assault rifle in the game. I absolutely love it. And one other thing that I like about it is that it actually takes skill to use, unlike some of the other guns in the game. Because every gun seems to be extremely good, as of my experience right now so far. And this baby right here, even though out of all the guns that I've used, this one is actually the most challenging to use, but that's one of the things that personally makes it more fun for me. But it's also the fact that it's just satisfying to get a kill with it because of that reason. And to be quite honest, I actually prefer my guns to have a little bit of recoil. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because call me crazy, call me weird, but maybe it's because I actually perform better with guns that have a little bit of recoil. And let's face it, if every single gun is just way too easy to use, they're not quite as fun. I mean, every gun can be good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that every single gun has to have zero recoil, in my opinion. But a lot of guns in this game don't have that much recoil, but this one certainly does. But if you get your hands on it, it's the last unlock in the assault rifle category. I spent my 100 coins, or whatever they're called, 100 credits, to basically unlock this beast, and I am absolutely happy that I did. So I highly recommend you guys give it a shot. And as far as Titans are concerned, this may be a separate video, but what the hell, I'll just put it in this one. Use tone. Tone is an absolute monster. I'm still kind of learning as I go along, but as of right now, use Tone. Tone is absolutely well balanced. Doesn't move too slow, doesn't move too fast. You can do pretty much everything with it. The only thing about Tone that makes him challenging to use is, even though it may not seem like it in this gameplay, it's absolutely true, is that when you're using the primary weapon for Tone, it's really hard to kill pilots because you only have one shot, and it's a single shot. It's basically a semi-auto. So I mean, it packs a punch, no doubt about it. And if you happen to catch a pilot, you're going to kill them in one shot. But with that being said, pilots are incredibly fast and they're incredibly small, and getting those one-shot kills is very difficult. So, but with that being said, if you're able to do it, it's basically like playing Halo in a sense. When you play as Tone, it's like you're playing Halo and you're using your DMR or your BR and aiming for the head, basically. So that's what I kind of like about it, and that's I'm actually kind of happy that I played a little bit of Halo back about a month ago or so, before this game was released, because I started getting really good with the aim, and I never thought that it would actually help me with Titanfall whatsoever. Not at all. But anyway, guys, with that being said, give this assault rifle a try. It's an absolute monster, and if you happen to find yourself a little bit frustrated with its recoil, still I recommend that you guys give it a shot, stick with it, and then before you know it, it will be serving you extremely well. And one other thing is that, remember, from long distance engagements, burst fire the weapon, and if somebody rushes you up really close, do not hesitate, just hip fire. Don't even aim down sights, and that will serve you extremely well also. So, and don't forget, pilots are extremely fast, so if you're really close, it's going to be really hard to keep track of the pilots if you're aiming down your sights. So if they're really close to you, again, you're better off with hipfire, because you'll have a much bigger view of the pilot and you'll be able to see where they're going left and right, and you'll be able to react accordingly and quicker because you will be able to see them, versus aiming down sights and then getting out of your sights and then having to readjust. So that's pretty much all I have in terms of tips of using this weapon, guys. As far as the gameplay is concerned, this is the best attrition score that I have gotten so far. They recently increased the score limit of attrition to 500, which is actually awesome, because matches were over a little too quick. But even with that being said, it's still difficult to get 100 plus attrition points, because there are people out there that are gaining points. So the more points your team gets, the faster the match is over. So, and there's a good amount of people on the team. So with that being said, you know, it's a 6v6. So it still is a challenge, surprisingly so, to get 100 plus attrition points. But when you're on a roll and you're doing things right, you know, getting to 160 plus or more is something that is definitely a lot more manageable. Granted, you play correctly. So with that being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I don't want to keep rambling on too much. I'll leave you with the rest of the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter. You'll see it in the outro image, and I'll post a link in the description as well if you guys prefer it that way. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, let me know, and if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my future videos better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Your Titan's almost ready. Stop their escape.